So this is my pre-Shabbos video. First of all, I'm going to wish you a good Shabbos in advance. We're finishing the topic now of our crown, our keter. It's called a sphira in Hebrew, in Jewish mysticism, Kabbalah, and some people learn about it as the chakras, but the chakras don't match the sphira. It's not at all even exactly, but not even close. But we can learn a lot about energy centers, vortexes, how there's a wheel, sort of, and how they relate to each other. So I've learned a lot from Liz Simpson, and I'm going to talk about, so continuing that this crown area for us is all about cosmic energy, thought. Think about the upper skull, right? And even our skin, or like the cerebral cortex. This is the whole thing around. It's like we're wearing a helmet of electrical matrix. And the goal is really expanded consciousness it's an associated sense to get beyond ourselves. This is because this is the sphere that's about transcendence. And we can reprogram dysfunctional patterns of thought and behaviors because it's related to focus, and we can keep our mind on related issues. And actually a planet that's related to it is Uranus. And colors are white, gold, and even violet, like the royal color. And different glands are related also, so we can know that as a Jew, the sacramental association is Misha Berach. They used to put oil and for the sick, and it's called unction. But now it's like anointing the sick to help them. But now they do Misha Berach. They say, "May they be blessed." It's a prayer. The fact that you could be close to the faucet that brings down blessings of healing and abundance, and the smells are very nice smells. It's like frankincense from the temple, kind of rosewood, lavender. People fast sometimes because it's related to the pineal gland, which is not a very well understood organ, an organ. A lot of people will talk about how it's related to mysticism and purification, and even call it like the third eye, or like what we call it, the new sphere that's born. Is Das, which does relate to the third eye chakra idea, but it's really that inner knowing and the perception of seeing without using the physical power of sight. So it's, because it's transcendent, we could be at peace with ourselves. This is the place we can be balanced, equilibrium, and when it's at the correct speed and this energy is contained in the right way, there's a magnetism. It's our personality that can achieve, miracles in life and really live in that. But when it's like not moving or closed or sluggish, that energy, we're not in our sovereignty. We may be constantly exhausted and unable to make decisions. We don't feel like we belong. And actually, if it's too fast, too crazily spinning, we feel psychotic, manic, depressive. We're not in touch we're not grounded, and we're flying. And also we're like either too heavy or too light, and frustrated, often confused sexual expression, because this is like really, we learn in Torah, the Holy of Holies energy, and the sense of unrealized power that we're not really able to like harness ourselves. And, it's between selflessness, spirituality, finding that balance. And the emotional dysfunction is depression, confusion, obsessive thinking. The physical dysfunction is sensitivity, pollution, chronic exhaustion, epilepsy, and Alzheimer's. And the identity dysfunction is egocentric. The egocentric is self-determined, tight control over life. And egocentric values materialism, finds that when this is no longer meaningful, there's a lack of inner resources to get anything more out of life. Can't go beyond. There's a crisis point in midlife, sometimes called the midlife crisis, occurs when a deep longing for meaning and purpose fails to be assuaged by material success. The cry is that it? Is this all my life is about? And traumatic experiences may find them floundering. Why does sheer willpower no longer serve? The guru, like quote unquote the guru, in Torah we would say like the inner teacher, the intuition, the Rebbe, the inner Rebbe, the master, someone who's a Baal Tefillah, is someone who's a master Tefillah. So we say the inner master embraces this surrender to divine will, let go and let God, really detaches from the outcomes. It's necessary. This is the lesson. So let's say we don't use the word guru, because some people think of that as like this Indian only, yoga, philosophy, Vedic. So this inner teacher, this inner leader, we also in Judaism, we call it the Moshe, the Moses of each person inside. Your inner Moses, your inner leader holds the key to a healthy living, successful on this earth in the acceptance of personal limitations while having the awareness that all things are possible. And success in terms of spirituality, it's not mutually exclusive like a lot of people think. There's an illusion, not I make my own luck. Rather, we relate to the divine awareness. And instead of being a control junkie who feels responsible for all the benefit that we have, it's always about us. And, what we do defines us, all that. Rather, it's who we are. Instead of being so focused on the destination that we forget to enjoy the journey and even the psychological well-being, which is often called quality of life, physical and psychological well-being, it doesn't depend on material success. That's a mechanistic worldview where there's no time for anything that can't be logical or explained. But at some point, a person is forced to confront spiritual bankruptcy. It could be when the status is taken, when the health is taken. That's why, as a lifestyle, we could practice very early and be prepared for anything life throws at us, right? Like the ability to be in flow, to trust God, to have faith. And, because somebody who may at some point, fail to draw benefit from the mysterious or the inexplicable, eventually often arrives at it as the person who needs to take an expansive view of the world situation, even when focusing on specific attainable goals. And there's a knowledge of infinite possibilities beyond the human mind, fathoming anything through which the goals might be realized. So in other words, it's an opening, it's an embracing of the unexpected, no longer only the predictable, and which is, some people call it in Hebrew we say hashgacha pratis, that God is having his sign, his signal, the divine check, seal on everything. And that's what people call serendipity or coincidence, synchronicity. We call it divine providence. And that makes us feel humble that there's tons more to know, to trust, and the connection of, and always, God always providing the right pathway or answer. This is our cosmic awareness. This is us wearing our crown that God gives us.